The coronavirus, a deadly disease that made its grand entrance to the world stage first in the city of Wuhan, China, on the 31st of December 2019. This shroud of sickness quickly spread around the world, spreading its malignant tendrils, poking into every nook and cranny. And sadly, this includes our country of Indonesia, in which where it first appeared in the city of Depok on the 12th of May 2020. The current situation because of the COVID-19 pandemic is, suffice to say, disastrous. The economy is in tatters, millions of people have lost their jobs, and money is not the only thing that has been lost because of the COVID-19 pandemic. People have lost their friends, their families, and their loved ones because of the COVID-19 virus. And taking into account all these issues, it is, suffice to say, that the current situation, because of the COVID-19 pandemic, has resoundingly brought our modern society to its knees. However, the world did not stand idly by while the COVID-19 virus unwound our modern society. Several governments and associations all across the globe have begun production of several types of vaccines, some of which are the Pfizer vaccine, the mRNA vaccine, and the Sinovac vaccine. Our government, the Indonesian government, did not stand idly by, meanwhile everyone else is producing vaccines. The government also participated in vaccine production, whereas the government has so far produced around 20 million doses of the Sinovac vaccine. Ladies and gentlemen, the question is now, who will distribute the vaccines? That question is the topic of my speech today. Greetings, my name is Elwas. I am from SMA Negeri 1 Samarinda, and I am here to present my speech regarding the distribution of vaccines in Indonesia. Ladies and gentlemen, so who is eligible as a candidate for the distribution of vaccines? The most eligible candidate, of course, is the government. Why is that so? The government is the only group that can gather reliable data regarding the current situation because of the pandemic, and the only group that has the necessary manpower, infrastructure, and resources required to ship the vaccines all across Indonesia. Why is that so? The answer lies in the fact that the government is the only group that can reliably gather data regarding the current situation of the pandemic. The government can gather data regarding the current population through BPS and data regarding those who are sick because of the coronavirus, those who have been cured by it, and those who have died from it. By using the data provided before, the government can reliably ascertain the required dosage of vaccines for each phases of the vaccination process. The government's capabilities in acquiring reliable data regarding the current situation is not their only strength when it comes to being the regulators for the distribution of the coronavirus vaccine. The government is also capable of effectively categorizing the severity of each region's coronavirus cases into 3 separate categories. Those categories are the red zones, the yellow zones, and the green zones, with red zones such as DKI Jakarta having the highest infection rates, and green zones such as Papua having the lowest infection rates. Ladies and gentlemen, the government is also the only group that has the necessary infrastructure, funding, and manpower to deliver the vaccines all across Indonesia. What do I mean by this? Well, Indonesia is very, very large. Indonesia is a large archipelago, a very widespread archipelago at that. And many settlements all across Indonesia are located in remote locations that have very challenging terrains, thus adding to the difficulty of which it would require to transport the vaccine. Difficulty in terrain is not the only issue that will be faced during the distribution process. Providing a sufficiently large enough armada of ships to transport the vaccine to every island is also necessary, and these ships must be specially treated in order to prevent any contamination to the vaccines contained within, thus adding to the difficulty of which the transportation of the vaccines would require. And the government is the only group that has the necessary funding, manpower, and infrastructure to provide these armadas, and provide these vehicles that you would need to traverse through the terrain and through the seas of which you would need to go through to deliver the vaccines. So, in conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, the only group that is capable of efficiently and effectively enacting the COVID-19 vaccine distribution process is the government, because they are the only ones that have the required manpower, funding, and infrastructure to execute it efficiently and effectively. That will be all for my speech. Thank you for your attention. Have a good day.